Welcome, everybody. So, hope you're all doing fantastic. I don't know if some of you are going to be jumping in right now or some of you are going to be jumping in the future, but if you're seeing this, you're jumping in at some point. You're tuning in to this live stream at some point. So, I'm going to be working on this painting right here. Actually, I want to start another painting too, but I got to prepare the canvas. So, I want to try a painting that is a very tight painting. I'm going to try a painting that is a little bit more precise. I'm going to do tape painting. So I have to open up one of these canvases here. Ever flowing set of canvases. We're going to pop these babies open right now. Let's get a razor. I'm going to pop open this razor, safety of course, and we're going to go, yep, okay, cool. Got our tape open, or our canvases, and let's just open these babies. So these are some pretty standard canvases. I buy these commercially, and I usually buy them in bulk, so I save a little bit of money. I don't make my own. I don't necessarily have the space to do so. And you know what, honestly, I feel like even if I did have the space, I don't think that I would actually make my own canvases. Unless like, I wanted to make a very specific type of canvas. But for the most part, like if I wanted to make like a weird shape or something, which I could definitely see myself doing, but I don't necessarily have the desire to design or make my own canvases as of right now. All right. So anyway, this is a painting that we started yesterday. And I'm actually going to put this on hold right now. Actually, let me get open my supplies before I keep moving along with this project here. I'll open up some supplies, get some of the air out, get some ventilation in here. And I probably want some headphones too. Let me throw on some headphones here. Get my headphones in. And we'll be back here in a moment. So I'm going to throw on some music here in a second. Psst, hey, no kitty. So one thing about having kittens is they want to get all up in your business all day long. And what I need right now is for them to not be on all my stuff. But let me get this music going before I keep chatting away. And what is today's theme? Today's theme is never make a boring painting. And maybe you consider this painting boring. I don't know. I think everyone, it's a subjective term. But I'll never forget, Seb Plays Real. Hey, thanks so much. But I'll never forget when I saw a Instagram video or a YouTube video, and there was this really successful artist. I don't remember his name. I wish I could find it. If anybody knows, please let me know. But there was this artist, and they asked him, like, if you could give one piece of advice to every artist, just one piece of advice to artists, what would it be? And his one piece of advice was never make a boring painting. And for whatever reason, that stuck with me. And I think that's a good rule to live by, though. Hey, thanks so much, Seb. Appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, really great wisdom to live by. I don't know I wish I could find the artist. If anybody knows, it was like a little video when they asked them, what was your advice? And that was it. Just never make a boring painting. That was it. How powerful is that? Such a simple idea, but so impactful. But right now, I'm actually going to put this painting. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep going with this painting. I was going to say I'm going to do my my other project, like start with my other project for a little bit, but I think this one has some things that I want to work on. So let's go ahead and touch up some of the areas on this painting. And I want to find a nice thin, nice small brush here. Okay. All right, and here we go. So cleaning this up, adding some mineral spirit, adding a little bit of oil, and we're gonna start tightening up this painting. So Emo Dobby, you too. Hey, oh, amazing! Wow, thank you both so much for your subscriptions. Your support and your subscriptions go a very long way. Don't let any YouTuber make you think any different. Now, obviously, I think if you can, and I think, especially as YouTube channels get bigger and bigger, it can be hard to keep up with with all the people that support you. But I think the best way to do that they do that is by continuing to keep up with content. That's like one of the best ways. And when I get new people who subscribe, I definitely get sources of inspiration, and I only hope that the ideas that I share and things like that can be sources of inspiration for you as well. So that's my goal. And that's what I do. So here we go. Some of this is, I want to create some more texture along these darker areas to kind of capture like the shape of his fur. And basically create a more of like a dimensional effect with these kittens. You do art every day. Amazing. Brody, tell us about your art, Brody. Tell us about it. What kind of art do you do? What inspires you? Do you want me to share your art right now? I can go to your Instagram page and I'm happy to do that. I have a ton of great artists that I get to connect with, and my YouTube channel is an open channel. I know some YouTubers don't like it when people talk about other channels or their own work or whatever, but my channel is totally for sharing. This is not the Emmett Ferguson show, even though it kind of is, but it's not. This is painting, but totally interactive. I want to know what it is that other people are working on. I love knowing what other people are working on. So I'm using this color to darken some of the darker hairs without trying to go totally black. This kitten is black, and you can't tell from these images, but this is a black cat. And anybody would look at this and go like, that's not a black cat, he's green and yellow. But that's not the point. So anyway, right now going in, and I want to capture some of this color, but I also want to capture a lot of the lights that are on his body as well. So right now is a great time to do this. I can go in with some shadows and just heighten up some of these shadows here. Heighten them up, make them a little bit darker, give them a little bit more texture. And that is the goal right now that we're working on. And I'm just using like a nice little filbert brush here. And gonna go like up like this. You don't got Instagram, but you got a YouTube channel. Do you post your work on your YouTube channel? You just started. You only got one video. Hey, that's absolutely fine, dude. I don't know where you are as far as art goes, but you know, in order to have 100 videos, you gotta have one. So you gotta start with one. So we all start somewhere, right? You all start somewhere, and one day you will go even further than you ever expected. So you will find the success that you're looking for through your artwork. Just got to keep going, man. All right, so by the way, these some of the stuff I say might just be personal affirmations that I'm telling myself. But anyway, here we go. So we're gonna continue on going in with some of these darker shadows, and giving this dimension of hair, this texture of hair here, and we're gonna go a little triangle right here, and a little triangle right over here. Bam, 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 bam. You make creatures. What kind of creatures, Brody? You look like you make NFTs. I see your default photo. It's got heavy NFT vibes. There's a big market for that. There is a big market for that. And hold on, actually, you're a horror guy. Hey, that's awesome, dude. I just did a portrait of Leatherface as a student in college. But hey, I gotta mute this for a second because I gotta take a phone call. So I'm gonna mute everybody. But I gotta take a phone call real quick. Let me see. So one moment, but I will keep sticking around here. Second. Hey, Brody, yes, I am muted. I'm on a phone right now, so I can't. So it's got to be private conversation, but I'll be back chatting in a minute. I'm painting, though. All right, people, and we're back. What I'm working on right now is adding some of the highlights to this kitten. So we're just adding highlights. That's it. And this is a this is an interesting brush because it's really splayed out, so I can kind of use it for like a very interesting brush effect. And I could use it for certain areas, but not all the areas. And I just want to add more, dimension to this painting is the goal. That's the goal, is just adding a bit more dimension with a variety of color here. And one thing that's great about streaming is you get some amazing viewers sometimes. So I had one amazing artist that tunes into my live stream mentioned the other day of using a certain way of mixing black in. So I've been playing with that, mixing black in with your primaries. So I've been playing with that, and going for a bunch of variety of textures to like transform this cat and make him. You need video ideas, Brody. What kind of video ideas do you need? Since you're here, let's cancel what I was just saying, and we'll go straight into. Let's hear about what Brody is looking to do. I like the name Brody. My friends, I have a friend named Brody. All right, so let's grab a little bit of this red here. We're going to add a little bit of red into here. So Brody, what kind of videos do you want to make? What is your purpose in starting a YouTube channel? Obviously to make money, obviously to become incredibly successful and famous and well known, and get all the people that you want to like you. Obviously that's why you have a YouTube channel. But besides that, what is it that you want your YouTube channel to be about? Besides all the fame and the fortune and the excitement of living out your dreams and all that, what is it that excites you? You like drawing creatures. Okay, well, what is stopping you from making videos of you drawing creatures? School. All right, well, school's like a serious thing. So, You know, I mean, I know some kids that their parents have them in school. They've got them in after school programs. They got them in like 2 or 3 different sports plus an instrument. Like there are some kids whose parents are absolutely wild about getting their kids involved into all sorts of stuff. So, you know, the question to you is, how are you spending your time with school? School, for anybody who's going to school, school is a problem. Whenever you talk to anybody, time is usually a huge factor that's, preventing them from being able to do more of what they want or love. And honestly, it's not going to change once you get out of school. It's not, I don't want to like feel like I'm giving a lecture, but things don't necessarily get better after you get out of school. So how do you feel like I can help you come up with video ideas? And we're gonna go grab some of this blue. Where did my blues go? Where's my blues? There we go. I need a new brush for this. And let's go. Here's one. This one might work. Clean it off. Oh, I keep seeing all these brushes that would be perfect for this. So I'm trying to find a good brush that I could create like hair textures, but I don't want it to be too overly fine textures. So I'm trying to find like just the right combination here. All right, I believe Brody has left the room. Stay in school, Brody. You got to take charge of your interest, or somebody else will do it for you. And let's see how we can kind of make this a thing right here. Here we go. You want me to help you think of a creature? Is that what you're asking from me? I'm not really clear. You know, maybe it's better if you come back another time when your phone's charged up. You know, it's kind of hard to chat when you're in and out. Happy to help, happy to support whatever it is you're working on, but you gotta be present. And here we go. So One of those looks like your cat. What kind of a cat do you have? This is a black cat actually. So I know it doesn't look like a black cat, but it is a black cat. And this one's actually a tortoiseshell. So if you got a tortoiseshell, that's probably the one that and then let's grab some of this red here. I'm just gonna come right into here. And here's what I gotta do. I think I gotta tighten up the space right here. Okay, and then throw some of this down. We're gonna keep going. So laying these colors down right there. I'm gonna clean this. I gotta remember to clean my brushes better. I think most of my brush issues happen because I don't clean it deep enough, I think. Okay, and let me get into some detail again. I want to get back into some of the deeper details of this painting. So let me put this brush down for a moment, and we're going to do some of the eyes. So I'd like to brighten the eyes just a little bit. We're going to brighten some of this one. Actually, I might even be able to make this one a little darker, just to kind of separate their personalities, you know? Of course, we've got to add a little white dot. Actually, we need some more white in order to do that. So let's go grab the white here. Let's find a nice place to lay this white down, right here. Carmine, can't stay for long, but love this work. Yes, this is Pookie. This is Scout. You nailed it. Good to see you, Carmine. Good to see a familiar name. Glad you tuned in, even for a few moments. And we're just going to continue on with these paintings here. And let's go. These eye details are pretty good. I like them. So we're gonna clean off our brush here. I don't want to do too much more with the eye, because otherwise it'll mess it up. So I do want to go in with a nice black to darken the irises. Love it. Sorry. Hey, no worries. You take care. Honestly, sleep is very important. The last thing I want to do is keep you from sleeping. If you want, you can just leave comments on, because I do my, so I've been sharing lots of posts about my artwork. If you want to just leave comments on the artwork when I post them, that's, that helps a lot too, So, tuning in helps a lot, whatever. So since you're sleeping though, where are you from? Are you in the United States? Obviously not if this is your sleep time. I'm guessing you're in the UK. Round out this eye a bit. I think we can use this to shape out the nose. So shape out the eyelid. You're in the U.S., just way north. Gig now, but it was really nice stumbling. Hey, take care. Thanks, Carmine. Appreciate you. Lots. Thank you. Thank you. Until next time. You'll probably see my next project. And here we go. Just going down right into here. Okay, clean off this brush. And I think these are pretty much good with the eyes. I might have to add a couple more details, but I just want to grab a little bit of this white. I'm just going to dab these eyes with, you know, the classic little reflection there. And, you know, just that tiny bit gives it a really, like, glossy look. So if that's coming from down there, this has also got to come from that angle. And that really livens up the eyes. And you know what, eyes are always so important when you're painting faces. But you know what? The thing about painting eyes is there's always like little tricks you can do. Like the eyes, they're easy, you just got to know the trick. It's all a matter of adding like certain highlights and details. I mean, you know what? I shouldn't say they're easy, but they're not as difficult as you might think in order to create a very, you know, an eye that captures attention. Let's just put it that way. That's what I mean by easy. Ah, it's hair. Why is there a hair right there? Now the eyes have a personality. And all we needed to do was add a couple highlights, and then now I'm gonna spend extra time just kind of like tightening up the eyes now. But let me add some of these little white hairs here. So this white is gonna come around like that, and then we're gonna add, you know, he's got a little bit of a roll coming around. So it's just to create the shape in his body. Oh, Mizu, what's going on, dude? How are ya? Alright, so the rest of my efforts right now are basically to establish detail around the eye a little bit better. So here's what we're going to do. All right, so enjoying your last day off before going back to work this week. Amazing. Oh, you like how the background turned out? Thanks, man. Yeah, the background's, you know, usually a fun part of a painting for me, because I try to, you know, I always try to enhance them in some way and not just leave them flat. I know the modern style though. The modern style is a very like flat, very clean and tight style, but I don't know, just I just like it this way, you know? What are some things that kind of like contradict the modern style, but you do it anyway because you like it? I'm curious, just from your personal perspective. Uh, what are some things that speak to you as far as methods of painting that might not be totally hit and contemporary? You like modulating the color field. What does that mean? Modulating the color field. That sounds incredibly scientific. That sounds like a Star Trek or Star Wars, something you would hear on Star Wars or Star Trek. Modulated color, basic what I've done here. Flat colors aren't always so attractive to you, so you lean towards. Yo, Mark Dietz. Mr. Dietz is in the house. So when are the three of us gonna start an art community on the internet? I feel like we could totally start a creative community. Alright, let me clean off both of these brushes. Alright, we're going to clean off both of these brushes here. It's right here. Yeah, I know, but like, I feel like the fact that, I feel like there could be a more regular community Like some sort of Facebook group. I mean, I guess there's so many Facebook groups. I don't know like what would make this different. But surely there's got to be another interesting way to distribute our conversations and ideas that we, not distribute, but like that we kind of like talk about, that we have to talk about like random art stuff that we talk about. I don't know. I'm gonna go with a darker ochre here for some of these colors. And here we go. Chat is not always the best way to impart ideas. We meet up right here on my channel. Wow, that's okay. That's it, huh? It is a great way to heckle people. The chat. So as Mark had mentioned yesterday, I'm adding some reds. The only thing I don't like about using this brush for this painting is it's not scratchy enough. Like I'm considering using a different brush just because it's more. Another brush might be more scratchy, but I don't know, maybe it's not necessary. Ever use hog hair? Yeah. Oh, good point. I do have hog hair. I do have hog hair brushes, but I only have like big hog hair brushes. Like the only brush I have is this, and it's a little like this is a hog hair. It's from Winsor Newton. You can see it's been quite used, but it's the smallest one I have. You know what? Maybe if I look. Thanks for the reminder. Let me take a look and see what I got for small hog hair brushes. No, I don't have any small hog hair brushes. Maybe I'll have to invest in a small hog hair brush at some point. Actually, this is scratchy. It's just the scratchiness is a little too big. Like, it's more scratchy, and it's like bigger and scratchier than I really want it to be. I guess that's the dilemma here. But I've got her looking how I want her to look. Hog hair brushes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. How much more detail are we gonna add here? Let's go with another middle-sized brush here. This might be a good one. You know, I'm definitely thinking, like, between the three of us, there's something we can actually build. Something. All right, and let's go in with some of this red, grab some of this green, maybe some of this blue, and paint a shadow around this hat. There's always got to be a little ring of shadow here. Give a little bit of a texture around the top here. Just to give it some dimension, you know. You scumble. The hog hair, they're much cheaper than synthetic. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess especially for certain purposes, you know, how rough. I think hog brushes, you know, they're just like depending on how you're planning to use them. If you're really rough, they are absolutely perfect. It's actually a good brush. I don't remember the name. I think this is another Princeton brand brush. I use a lot of Princeton brand brushes because they're so like accessible and easy to find. So blending this section, I'm gonna go into here. And I think I got a package. So let me go check this out. Go. My goodness, still no package. I'm waiting on a new set of canvases that have not yet arrived. Let me grab a white. You just do a white brush section here. Yo, Mark, I don't know. Oh yeah, you said today's the last day before tomorrow, huh? I don't know if you want to. I was thinking we could figure out like a day to do a duo, like a duo paint session. Because I think if we do it, we can actually have our channels and do a shared like live stream. We can coordinate a shared live stream day. Well, either Mark or Omizu. But have I stretched my own canvas? I've never stretched my own canvas. I have absolutely no clue how to stretch my own canvas. I admit I'm quite ignorant of some of the standard things that a lot of artists do. But yeah. All right, let's use this brush again. We go with this darker tone here. So one thing I'm trying to avoid right now is as I start to get into the darker and darker colors, I'm trying to avoid the black. I'm trying to avoid turning him into a black cat as a painting because I love the way these colors are interacting and really giving him a lot of character. And I want to do another painting that, illustrates the concept of a black cat. But I also want this painting to illustrate the idea that, black as a color of like hair or fur or what have you, black as a color is actually very interesting. And there's a lot more to it than just. There's a lot more to it, lot more to the color black than just like. Than just what initially captures the eye. Got to run. Hey, take care, Mark. Thank you. Thanks for living in the snow, man. Good to chat with you. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, we'll have to figure out a time. As long as now that I know you're cool with that, we'll have to coordinate on Instagram or something. But I think you can go live with somebody else, which we will definitely coordinate now that I know that that's something that you would be open to doing. And I don't think I necessarily feel like we have to do like a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, some people might like live stream and they have to like do some sort of interview or whatever. But just like just casually working and together growing an audience. Kind of looks like some type of naked mole rat or something. She's good, I think. She's looking great. You can see her personality shine through here. Maybe add a little bit more of a fur texture. Give it some more dimension by coming around here. Let me clean this brush off again. Yeah, Mark, we will find a time to coordinate that. Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? We'll make it happen. Okay, cool. Dual what you don't you don't have a phone you could stream from? Is that what you're saying you have to look into it? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, hey, we'll figure it out, man. When there's a will, there's a way, right? When there is a will, when there's a desire to accomplish something, a, a human activity, there's a way to accomplish it. Okay, so I want to tighten up some of the shadow around the eye here. Capture some of her pretty eyes here. Gosh, she is so cute. She is such a cute cat. I can't get over how cute she looks in this painting. And then right here, I'm gonna bring some of the hair over the hat here, just to make it look like it's kind of being enveloped. And I like the variety of color here, and like the random little marks. And I think the it captures some of his, like, the fact that he's a bit naked. Like, he was born naked, and his hair was just coming through. And, his hair's just coming through as a little baby kitten. And I think that's a fun thing to capture here. Kind of looks like a monkey in this photo. But that's all right. He is a little bit of a monkey. Hey, what's up, Danny E? How's it going? Just got back from a family dinner. Wow, thank you for jumping in. Thank you for sharing a little bit about your day, because I think it's important to share some of the things you're doing, because that's probably what my first question was going to be, was how are you doing today? What's going on? Like that type of thing. So you answered that right off the bat. So what'd you have for dinner? What was the meal? Lobster ravioli. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. Holy moly. That sounds absolutely incredible. Lobster ravioli. Carrabba's Grill. I can't say I've had any lobster ravioli anytime recently, but that just sounds so good, and that probably puts you in a good mood for the rest of the evening. And as this painting comes along, it makes me wonder, do y'all think that people buy paintings of kittens, animals that are not theirs? I guess they really have to be like a collector, right? If that's something that they're going to do. Oh, what's something interesting about their whiskers is that when these kittens would chew on each other's whiskers. So according to the vet, according to the vet, kittens will do that to establish their dominance over each other. But here's the funny thing is that they're both kind of dominant kittens, so they were basically just chewing each other's whiskers off. Not totally, but they were only like an inch long, and it concerned. Of course, it concerned us. When we were adopting, as we were fostering them, it concerned us, so we had to ask. But according to the vet, it's a pretty like normal activity, and it's just funny that they're both dominant, so they both had like they were chewing each other's whiskers off, and that was interesting. We thought maybe the person that had originally ooh, this cat's starting to look a little angry, so I gotta chill with these eyes. I gotta chill with these eyes. I probably have to round it out a bit. Gotta round out these eyes again. I gotta stop. Oof. This eye's looking a little upset, so I'm trying to think of how I can push this up. It's looking grouchy. It's amazing, just like this tiny difference can like almost alter the entire thing. So I'm trying to change it. I want to modify it without like over. That's a little better. Oh my gosh. Come on, Emmett. Screwing up the eyes, dude. They're looking okay. People love animal paintings and photographs. And I think this little shape is kind of trying to capture his personality, and it's not an angry kitten. He's the sweetest little guy. So I need to modify this a lot. I had it just great earlier. You know what? I'm gonna leave him with this like monkey face. All right, I'm not gonna mess with the eyes too much more because it's gonna get me in trouble, and I think it's at a good point right now. So I'm gonna add some of this yellow here. And animal paintings and photographs. I guess now I can throw on some whiskers. I'm gonna exaggerate their whiskers because I'm gonna find a smaller brush here. I need to find a much finer point brush for this. All right, we're gonna load this up with the yellow. Load this tiny brush up, and I guess we gotta capture some of the eyebrows too. Got some interesting eyebrows. You know what? There's enough things going on that I don't think that adding super small eyebrows are going to add much of a difference, but I definitely think the whiskers will do something. So let's just go with some whiskers here. And go up like so. Give him a couple whiskers. He doesn't really have many, but he doesn't have any at all. But I'm just gonna throw it in anyway, just for fun. All right. Let's see what we can do. I think we're gonna add a little bit of a. Let's go with a little bit of an outline here. Let's go with some of this color, this blue. I'm gonna outline this. Outline this. Get this into the red here. Just so it's a little bit more natural as far as the flow of everything. Yeah, so right now, just going around the edges. I want to create like a more natural flow of things. So, I'm just basically just adding to the illusion that this is all fur. And that it, that it kind of, that the red wasn't just like painted next to it, that it's actually like, a part of it. Which sometimes if you get close and you see like that the red is not merged properly, I think that it can lose its effect. And honestly, I'm probably just overthinking it at this point. Like, I could add more detail, I could do whatever, but I definitely think at this point it feels pretty right. It feels good, and I think at some point you just gotta trust your own judgment. He looks fluffy, he looks cute. He's in a funny pose. This paw's a little bit bigger, but you know what? What if nobody knows that, he doesn't have a paw that's this much bigger than the other, right? Maybe that's just the way he is, Just the way he is. And let's give a little bit of roundness here. We're going to give some nice hair right around here to kind of curve. Give it a little bit of a curve there. And let's go with some blue here. Just want to add in a little bit of blue to create another dimension of hair here. But not too much. And then let's go right here. Okay, that's okay. And that's all right. Need a little bit of black to tighten up this hair right here. And there we go. So going in nice and deep with this black to make sure that there's this outline here. And then go around the paw. There's some shadow along this side here. The paw, the claw. A little bit of separation, and here we go. A little bit of expression there, and a little bit of a separation there. I think this area is good. Add a little bit of a whatever you call that motion right there. And here we go. So I like how that hat looks. A lot of texture, a lot of detail. Very expressive face right here. So she's looking cute. They're both looking cute. She is kind of just like floating in space, but that's cool. You know, I like that. That's not bad. Actually, I want to remove this little shape that she's got. It's a bit exaggerated. I want to bring up this shape. And actually, we do need to go back into this. Go into the red here. And you know what? I think we're done with this. So, I'm not done painting though. I had another project that I wanted to do that was inspired by this. And, which means I gotta put some of this away. Actually I put my signature somewhere. Where should I put the signature? This looks like a good signature brush. We're gonna go, let's go with the red on green here. All right, there we go. Oh, I keep stepping on this. I feel like I just stepped on a Lego. Okay. And there we have it, 2 cute kittens sitting in a field. One is named Scout and one is named Pookie. And here's our next project. I'm going to do another project that involves kittens. But this one's going to be quite different. And I hope I have enough supplies for it. So I basically need a lot of tape. This is our current project here. Let me flip this around. These 2 cute little babies. Aren't they adorable? All right. And this one, oh my goodness, I got all this white paint all over. Okay, that's what I get for leaving this on top of the canvas. All right, I think we're good. Let's do this. So this is gonna be a boring thing that I'm about to do for those of you that are watching. So, you know, this isn't gonna be painting. I'm just prepping my next canvas. And I'm gonna try some hard edge painting, which by hard edge, that means that I'm gonna use a lot of painter's tape and we're just gonna create a bunch of hard edges. So basically just all the way across, we're just gonna lay down painter's tape. And hope that the painter's tape actually sticks, because there's a chance that it won't. But this is the goal right now. This is the project. And basically what my goal to do is to paint lots and lots of lines. And honestly, I don't know what the most effective way to do this is. I don't know if I should focus on efficiency. Maybe I have to layer over. I don't know. There's a little bit of a gap. I don't know if I should be perfectionist about this or what. But I'm just preparing the canvas right now. And I'm going to see if this works. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I have a plan in my head, right? Everything starts with the plan. And basically what my thought is I'm going to sketch over this. I almost never sketch on canvas. So I'm technically not sketching on canvas with a pencil. But I will sketch over this and then try to cut these shapes. So I'll try to cut them into the shapes that they're supposed to be and make something of it. I don't know if I'm actually going to start this painting today, so I get it if, you know, anybody doesn't want to be here. Like, you know, just a disclaimer, this is going to be a boring part of the work right now. Nothing exciting happening right now. And I don't think anything exciting will be happening over the next hour or so as I get these lines and lines of tape laid on. But, and honestly, I don't even know if this is going to work. Like, I could potentially waste, you know, however much time this takes, an hour, 2 hours, 20 minutes, I don't know. It's actually not going by too slow. But I do feel like if I try to do it on a bigger canvas, this would actually take a lot more time, obviously. Well, you know, that makes perfect sense, right? More space to cover. The more space you cover, the more time it'll take, right? Common sense. But here we go. And then it's like, what if, and this is my concern here, what if I do this entire thing, and then once I paint it, I find out that it's all like just slightly slanted. Wouldn't that be horrible, people? I don't know. But I feel like some artists, they have a way of making this absolutely perfect. But you know what? I shall embrace any imperfections that come about from this. as we make this masterpiece. Actually, I should close up some of these supplies because I'm definitely not going to paint for the rest of the night. So if those of you that are looking for painting, I want to let you know that we're not going to be painting for the rest of the night. I'm pretty sure I'm going to call my previous project complete, but right now I'm just hoping I don't run out of tape before I finish this. And here's the idea. I feel like I might have not fully explained it when I was talking about it earlier, but basically what I'm going to do is I have a design in my head, and I will say that I got this idea from Instagram. There's a lot of like really hard edge paintings. Hard edge is basically a type of painting where all the lines are like perfectly straight and cut, and you know, everything's perfect. Like just perfect. That's it. Perfect lines, perfect diagonals, perfect everything. And basically the technique is just using tape. Nothing really extra beyond that, using tape to help separate the edges. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a design on it, and I'm going to cut it out just section by section so I can kind of create this like horizontally designed painting. So it's going to be a bunch of lines, but I'm going to have a design in the center, giving away all my ideas right now. Giving away this totally great idea. And I already feel like this is the width here is already messing up. Let me see how off I am as far as the width. So this is what a ruler is for. We're looking at about up to 67, and then this one is oh no, that's about exactly the same. Okay, I'm not off, unless I was like looking at the ruler wrong, but it's better than I thought it was. You can't always trust yourself visually as far as proportion goes. But I wonder what's creating this illusory effect. Let's see. So this is the idea, people. If you weren't here, all I'm doing is once I'm done laying all this tape on top, I'm going to sketch a design on the tape, and then we're going to try to use a razor to gently, obviously I don't want to scratch the canvas, to gently cut the shapes. And hopefully the idea is as I remove the tape, I'll be able to paint only on the space. So I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know how well this tape is going to hold. We will test the limits of this this tape brand. They don't even put the name of the brand, so I'm sure it's a pretty standard tape brand. But we will test the limitations of this brand of tape here in the next couple of days. And here we go, going like so. And I think I will have enough tape, hopefully, but we'll see. You never know. And I feel like this process is getting faster and faster. And also now that it's at like my eye level, I think it's easier. You know, when things are at your eye level or below, you get a better field of vision. But this tape seems to be pretty flat. I don't feel any bubbles or anything. I do see these empty line spaces, but you know what? I'm gonna leave them. I know these lines might drive a perfectionist crazy, but fortunately, I'm not that much of a perfectionist. And, you know, I feel like there probably is a way to make this even absolutely perfect. Or maybe I am a perfectionist, because to even notice this detail in the first place and be even concerned about it mildly, you probably have to have some level of perfectionism, and I'm just talking my way out of being a perfectionist. I don't know. Who knows? But maybe an ultra perfectionist, you know, someone who's like OCD level perfectionist would have a problem with these little gaps. And then it's going to come down to the design. So I'm actually not going to sketch the design right away. I have the idea, but I still need to spend some time in a sketchbook to figure it out, to figure out exactly how I want it. And that shouldn't take too long. I have the visual, the concept in my head already. I just, you know, you got to give it a couple of iterations, a couple different versions. So, by the way, does everybody want to see the cutest photo that I got today? I'll show you in a second. Just give me a moment here. I snapped this incredibly cute photo earlier, and it will make some of you laugh and laugh and laugh. So let me share with you this photo. Incredibly cute photo that we got today. Okay, look at this, people. Look at this kitten. Got her tongue sticking out like that, with her eyes like she was barely awake. And just as I looked over at her, her like tongue was sticking out. How goofy is that? What a goofy girl. There's a green tape I could get from the big box home materials stores that would work great. Might cost a little more. So what makes the green stuff better? I'll definitely look into this for another day, but since I'm already on a roll with this. On a roll, get it? Because it's a roll of tape. By the way, I also need tape that's like thin enough that I can actually slice it with a razor. So what I'm planning to do is I want to take this razor and I want to be able to like cut and then peel the tape off of each section as I'm doing it and paint in each little section. And I'm not saying that this is some unique idea. I totally got this idea from YouTube or from like Instagram or something. I mean, you know, there's tons of artists that I think do this. Supposed to keep praying from bleeding under the edges, but if the surface isn't smooth, probably won't matter. I'll have to look into that. My next set of tape, I'll probably end up just getting that. Green tape. So I'm looking for a green brand of tape instead of a blue painter's tape. I mean, it's painter's tape, right? Just like this. It's painter's tape. All right, let's see. So I'm about halfway done with this. And actually, I want to turn off my laptop for now because it's distracting me. I'm going to go to put this on sleep mode. It's called frog tape. Okay. X-Acto knife. Flat edge blade. Good point. Yeah, dude. I should get an X-Acto. I think I have an X-Acto knife, actually. But it's not mine. It's my lady's. She's got an X-Acto knife. But I think I could get one at Michael's for like $10. They're pretty cheap. I just haven't got one yet because I'm not a hard edge artist for the most part. I guess I am now. I've done some hard edge work, but I don't necessarily think I'm gonna make this a thing. Yeah, I think this is actually the right width for this project, though. I want the lines to be, I want these to be fairly thin. Yeah, I think flat edge style paintings are really popular nowadays because you get this super clean, like aesthetically nice painting. And it's just super clean, nice edges. Like, even though I think I'm more of like a, I'm a little bit messier. Even though I'm a bit messier, hey, even I like a good hard edge painting. It appeals visually. I just love the idea of being more freehand. But hey, we should all experience the other side of things, right? We should all aim to try different things, to experiment, to know the variety of things before we say we like this or we don't like that. Some folks add more layers of gesso to their paint to create a better surface than what I get with pre-gessoed. Yeah, this surface is really rough. I can feel it as I'm like painting across it for sure. I think this is a medium texture canvas. I haven't quite moved into the greatest. My favorite painting surface that I've ever had to work with was a linen. It was a really, really, really well oil primed linen, and it was absolutely amazing to work on. Like your brush just glided across the surface. It was totally different. But unfortunately, that canvas is way out of my budget to do as much painting as I like to do. Yeah, that canvas was a very, very expensive canvas that I did for a commission. And if, for a typical canvas, it was really expensive for a canvas. But it's looking nice, right? It's got an interesting look to it. You can already kind of see how things might turn out. Honestly, I haven't even really thought about the logistics of how this paint is actually going to work, like what part to remove first or what part to remove second. So hopefully it kind of works out the way it's coming to make sense in my mind. I know things don't always work out the way you imagine it to, but I'm just kind of hoping this does. I guess let's say I did a circle and I wanted the circle to be red, white, blue, and then everything else. So I would basically just section by section, I would peel this off and then paint the layer and then peel the next section. Oh, that's not going to work because I'm still, no matter what, going to get some artifacts on each section. Boy, what to do? I still have to be like really careful at the edge to not. All right, well, we'll figure it out. It is not without its challenges. Let's just put it that way. Like, no matter what, unless I was to let every single line dry, every single layer dry, no matter what, there's going to be some bleeding, I think. And, unless I let it dry and then put the paint on top or the painter's tape on top and then let it dry again and then put more painter's tape. And then let it dry again and put more painter's tape. Unless I do that, which I don't think I'm going to do. Because that would take like 7, 8 years to do every single line and let it dry. Well, let me think. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Let's just say about 50 of these. Or 30 of these. So if every line was to dry, let's say fully dry to where I could put this tape on top without ruining it, it'll probably take 7 days. So 7 days per line. 7 days per line. 7 times 50, 350. take about every 7 days I could do one. So 350 days. All right, so it'll take about a year, which isn't that long in order to do a good painting. But again, that's not necessarily what we're going for. Oh no, I've already seen how some of this tape has come off. Uh-oh. Come on, hope you stay, my friends, stay. And again, I don't even know if this technique's gonna work. I'm just going by what I've seen in other videos. So, let's see what happens. But a good thing is, though, this tape seems to be sticking on pretty well. And you know what? The canvas is still kind of sticky too, so I think that's helping. The canvas, I think the gesso is the gesso or gesso. The primed canvas is lending its tooth to this. Still a lot of white space, but we'll go with it. You know what I could do is I could just leave all this tape on here and call it art, and I don't have to paint on it top of it at all. I bet someone is going to steal that idea. They're going to be like, you know what? There's all these blank canvas paintings, people that just leave a canvas by itself without a painting on it, and then they call it art. Like, why not put tape over it and not do anything with the tape and call that art? And, you know, it's a criticism, but it's also a criticism of a criticism. So it's acceptable. I might do that. I might at least put this on YouTube. My version of a blank canvas painting. All right, I think I got room for like 3 more. I think I might fit 2 or 3 more. There we go. You know, I'm so glad I use gloves to paint, because this, I'm pretty sure this was soaked in mineral spirits, and you know, just kind of got soaked accidentally, and I can totally feel my hands feeling. I think my hands are really dry because of that, because of the mineral spirit that I'm just like kind of pulling off of here. So I really need to moisturize my hand later today after I've washed them nicely. And you know what, everybody? I don't know if you're still here, whoever's still here. I'm going to call this a wrap after I put down this last layer of tape. So, you know, I hope you weren't expecting a painting. I'm not ready to do that yet because I have to do my sketch. And then I have to use a razor or scalpel to cut off the edges, which I will, you know, have that live. But as I'm sitting with my sketchbook, I don't necessarily think I'm not gonna stream that, of course. And then once I sketch it, we will show the work for the rest of the process. So I think I'm done here. This last section at the bottom, hopefully it doesn't bother anyone, but it's going to be a little thicker. Was that a pun? What was the pun? I didn't quite even catch my own pun. Oh yeah, hey Danny, thanks for sticking around, and yes, we will be wrapped with tonight's painting. I want to put this back up so I get a photo of it, but once I'm done with the photo, I'm pretty much through for the evening. Oh, wrapping it up. I guess I did say that, huh? Yeah. Well, it was an unintentional pun. But let me close this stuff up. I'm going to close this stuff up before I say goodnight. I want to show the kitties to everybody because they're amazing. And I'm going to go wash my hands, show some photos of these amazing kittens. Or not show some photos, but just share them. And my goodness, do my hands feel dry right now. I have a feeling that it's from the mineral spirits. All right. Come here, kitty. Say goodnight. She's gonna say goodnight. Can you tell which one she is? Can you tell? Can you see which one she is? And then what about this other boy? Which one does this guy? I mean, you definitely can't tell based on color, but he's definitely the other one. Ooh, you okay, pal? Okay, go back to sleep. Go back to your nap. Okay, good night, everybody.